Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday afternoon, the morning afternoon after the final table, Katie's game. Going to be on recorded. Going to commentate on it now this afternoon before our big live stream this evening. Again, yesterday's Katie's game, the biggest Katie's game ever. Total of 341 entries, creating a prize pool of over $26,000. Actually, I think it was $27,000. Over $27,000, 341 entries, and a total of $6,276 up top. We're going to go ahead and get into action here. So I'm going to switch over to the live stream. Let's get commentating on this. Here we go. The final table, Katie's game. All right. Hope everyone's having a good evening. We're going to start this handoff here. Again, blinds are at 30K, 60K with a 60K big blind. Those are your final remaining players. Timothy and Derek up top. Over 20 big blinds, 2 short stacks. Bryce, 2 big blinds. Jeremiah, 5 big blinds. And the rest of the remaining field just under that, in between that. And again, after we got to this final table, paid up a total of 36 players, I believe it was. So we got King in the box. Actually, a Layla running action tracker from the booth yesterday, as I was yesterday, my first day trying to tournament direct. So we're going to get action underway here. We got Keegan under the gun, ace-5 offsuit. And again, a lot of these players with these middling stacks probably want to wait till these smaller stacks bust out and look for an ICM jump. Blind versus blind scenario. There, her 10 deuce offsuit, probably just going to lay it down. Bryce all in already. Just gives him a walk. Gives him a little bit of a breathing room, gets his big blind, gets a small blind, so he's going to get this hand for free here. Again, payouts for the remaining 9. $6,276 up top, $3,874 for second, $2,810 for third, $2,073 for fourth, $1,555 for fifth, $1,200 for sixth, $928 for seventh, $737 for eighth, and $570 for ninth place. So again, blinds 30K, 60K, 60K, big blind Annie. Where's the labs bot? I think people need some points. You guys are tuning in on a Thursday afternoon. Got some familiar faces on this final table with Alex. Bryce has played a few of our final tables here as well. Some of our other tournaments. Some new faces that I'm unfamiliar with. Tammy here from the hijack and a limp queen 7 suited. Folds back around to Keegan, who's going to check his option out of the big blind. Going to go to the flop here with 210K in the middle. Queen high board, Tammy flopping top pair. Keegan with some backdoor equity, backdoor straight, backdoor hearts.
All right, 9-bit 60,000.
Tammy here is going to lead out after a check. Could have bet 1 big blind, 60K into a pot of 210. Probably not going to see Keegan continue with not enough backdoor equity. Oh, I take that back.
Board raise to 160,000.
Interesting board to check raise on. Tammy's going to be limping in later position with, like, you know, suited Broadway cards, Broadway type cards. So Queen's kind of in her limp range from late position. She can have some weak aces, some king queen, some queen jacks, suited, unsuited. Keegan not going to have a ton of queen X hands out of the big blind without raising. He can probably trying to preserve his stack here. Representing a draw heavy hand or a top pair. Now with Tammy having a queen, it's going to be tough for Keegan to have a queen X hand here. Just going to make the call. SPR after this flop, it's just about 1.1, 1.2 to 1. So let's see what the turn card brings here. Jack of Hearts does give him a heart draw now. Picks up a pinch more of equity on this turn card. Tammy's still with the best hand, having 80% equity in his hand. All right, I'm gonna get some points away. Like the stream, the come in. It's gonna take a few minutes to hit. King gonna continue his story here. Let's see what Tammy's gonna do. She's just gonna grip her stack all in with a chart. Just gonna full top pair here. Keegan definitely representing like flushes that hit the turn. Nice little check raise there on the flop by Keegan and continuing his story with a grin on his face. Probably letting Tammy in the table know that he got away with the bluff there. Again, this is recorded from last night. Final table didn't end till about 2:15, 2:30, give or take. Started at 6 p.m. Had a record number breaking entries, 341 entries total. Timothy under the gun here with pocket aces. Look for an open. Just gonna limp in early position with pocket aces. Generally want to open from EP with a pocket pair. Alex probably gonna rip his stack in here with ace jack offsuit with only 7 big blinds remaining and the big blind coming up in a few hands. Wow, just gonna lay out ace jack suited, ace jack offsuit here. Again, considering probably you want to, Alex probably think they're looking at these short stack with Bryce. Some of these all short stacks with less than him. I think there's a player with 2 big blinds, 4 big blinds, looking for an ICM ladder jump there. Bryce, you're gonna make the fold with ace-9 offsuit. Bryce, you know you called me with ace-9 offsuit when I had a pocket pair, so I don't know why you didn't call him there. Remember that hand? All right, folds back to Adam out of the big blind. Gonna just check his option. Ace, queen, 3 board, 2 clubs. And Timothy gonna lead out there representing an ace or queen in his hand. Knowing that Adam doesn't have a lot of these overcards after checking his option out of the big blind. Gonna take down this pot. Again, Timothy, the big chip leader so far. Biggest stack, 1.7 million. 28 big blinds. Again, the 3 short stacks, David, Jeremiah, and Bryce, respectively, at 6, 5, and 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to be having the biggest stream again that we've ever had. Oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Oh, it did. Just kidding. So tonight we're going to be 25, 50, 50 with a big blind Andy. Going to be featuring Miss Kitty Coy. And get back to the live stream, talk about the lineup for tonight as well. All right, big blind's going to get a walk here, Timothy. King 7 offsuit, folds all the way around to him. Going to pick up his blind and his big blind ante back up, as well as a small blind here. And blinds should be going up soon. And yes, I understand that the ticker is incorrect. Unfortunately, can't do anything about that. This was last night's live stream. He in the cutoff with 10-7 suited. Just going to lay this down. It's going to be another blind versus blind scenario. Timothy here with a king 8 offsuit. Oh, look at this. Alex with ace king offsuit at the big blind. Going to be ripping his stack here.
Right, we got a jumper in the S7. Oh, look.
Okay. Timothy had a hand like king X suited or even like king 10, king jack. I could see him calling off here, but with the 8 of spades to go along with his king of diamonds, not a very good call. Not a very good hand to call off his. Look for Timothy to probably fold this hand. Again, we talk about ICM. It hurts more to lose chips than it is to gain chips. Now, obviously, gaining chips is good. But relative to some of these smaller stack sizes, you want to let these guys bust out first, especially the ones with like 7 big blinds or less. Want to get those guys out of the tournament, secure yourself a ladder jump. Again, with him having a significant stack, when I say significant stack, a significant stack relative to the remaining field, you could have probably taken a chance there, but not the best hand to do it with. Again, if he had a hand like king queen offsuit, king jack offsuit, king 10 suited or unsuited, could make the potential call there. Obviously, he would have been dominated by Alex there with ace king offsuit, but wisely elects to fold that hand out of the small blind after limping, and a jam from Alex from the big blind.
We got a jumper in the 7.
Alex, again, in a blind versus blind scenario, going to rip ace 10 offsuit. Pretty standard here. Jeremiah himself with 3 big blinds, maybe hoping to ladder up himself by virtue of somebody else being eliminated. No, it is not a 2-day tournament. HDA, Don Dota. This final table, the final table doesn't start until about 12:45, 12:50 a.m. We're not going to get many viewers at that time. And to be honest, to commentate that late at night a few weeks ago, I tried to commentate. My analysis wasn't that great, A. And B, I legit fell asleep in the booth. So to make sure you guys get good commentary and everything squared away and we do a good job here in the booth, we have opted to start recording this and commentating and broadcasting it the next day. So this happened about 12 hours ago. And I was up. I didn't get back to the house till like 4 a.m. and I was up at 8:30, 9 a.m. So grinding the day. H Don Dada. Got it. So hopefully that answers your question. Good. It's big enough for it to be a 2-day event, though. And we had 341 entries. Prize pool of over 27K. Bryce here, middle position, going to rip a suited king. I like this rip here. Blocking a lot of hands like ace, king, king, queen. Oh, Timothy here with ace, jack of diamonds himself has diamonds covered. Bryce going to be in a heap of trouble here. He's going to min click it to try to isolate Bryce. I like the isolation min raise.
60 to 140. Oh, yeah. 60 to 140. It's only 40,000.
Yeah, he can make it 240.
He can make it
Because he already said
Yeah, that's fine. 40 something.
yeah, it's fine.
Oh, so they were questioning whether or not it's min raise. So he went from 60 to 140, so that's 80. He can have made it 220. So basically a min click.
Yeah. 7-4.
Thought he originally made it 280, but it was 240. Again, with the big one being 60, the remaining was 140K, so the difference 80K. His min raise would have to have been 220K. So Timothy here with pretty much a favorite on this hand. Again, having diamonds covered and an overcard.
Queen.
Nice little flop there for Bryce, flopping top pair. Timothy gonna need, well, turns a jack, needs a ace, jack, or queen to eliminate. Does not get there. Bryce with a double up. Now up to 7 big blinds. Timothy taking a little hit to his stack. Again, still in a good position, one of the top 2 chip leaders. And Bryce slowly inching up the leaderboard.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
You'll pay.
You guys are scheduled for a break in like a minute. We're going to skip that because you already took your break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before we started streaming or started recording,
he said, nah, you want it.
it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get the live stream set up, getting player profile set up, going over the live stream rules and whatnot. So in lieu of taking the break that's supposed to happen in the next 60 seconds or so, they opted to just not take their break since they took such a long break. Now again, yesterday was my first day tournament directing, so there were a few issues in terms of the color up and hand for hand. So at random, you're going to hear my phone go off to announce blind increases. So Jeremiah here on the button with 4s. Pretty standard rip. Going to get a call from Tammy out of the small blind. King Jack offsuit. I don't hate this call.
195,000.
Could know that Jeremiah is shoving wide. Does have a pocket pair. Going to be a classic coin flip with Tammy with 2 overs.
1 fold.
Cards are on their back. And that's me standing in the background, the guy with the pudgy stomach. Hands in his pocket. That's me. All right, coin flip scenario. Jeremiah at risk with pocket 4s against 2 overs for Tammy. Great flop for Tammy, though. 4 is still the best hand, but Tammy flopping open ender. Never mind, got there. Jeremiah gonna need a 4 and a 4 only on the river. Gonna get eliminated, 9th place.
Blinds are now up. 40K small
Thanks, guys. Snacks, water, Coke, Gatorade.
Blinds are up for this hand. 40K small blind, 80K big blind.
Anybody else?
Again, for his 9th place finish, Jeremiah, $570. Good game, Jeremiah.
Still gonna be happy to.
Yeah, Jeremiah, when you stand up, when you do the Tom Dwan stand-up Lego, you get an additional 10% equity. I like that. I don't disagree with that.
Terrible ICM spot. You want me doubling?
Yeah, and Bryce talking about ICM there.
Then I don't have any ICM pressure.
Again, this is the final table. Here are your players here with the total prize pool. First and second, Keegan, Alex, Jeremiah, Tammy, Timothy, Alex. Bryce here under the gun, A7 offsuit.
All right, we got a jumper in the 3. All of it.
And he knows that the big blind's coming up. And with the ace here, I don't hate this rip.
6 fold. 7 fold. 8 fold.
All in for 430.
Got a call in the 9. I mean, in the 1. Sorry, call in the 1.
Derek here, one of the chip leaders as well. Gonna make the call out of the small blind with ace jack offsuit. Pretty standard. As a chip leader, even with small stacks behind, even if he loses his hand, still has some chips to play with and can still factor in ICM and all right, Bryce gonna need a 7 on the Turner of the River. 3 of diamonds. Looking for the board to pair. 3 or 4. All right, and Bryce eliminated in 8th place. Gets $737 for his 8th place. Good game, Bryce. See you down the road there, TCH. Doing good things down there as well. David here securing a little pay jump himself with just 2 big blinds. Adam 5 big blinds as well. Again, tonight's going to be another one of our big streams. We got Miss Kitty Cole coming in for tonight. 25.50 with a 50 big blind ante.
All right, we got to jump into 2. All of it.
David here has a small on the King 4 suit. I like it. Yeah. And King in here just going to make the call. Knows that doesn't cost him too much of anything. Going to call with a good old 10-3 offsuit.
230,000.
Still live, though.
Call him.
Come on, 10-3. One time.
Good little flop here. Flopping 2 pair. Oh, turns the boat force full of kings. Nice little double up here for David. Now up to 6 big blinds. Gonna try to make him make a move here. Lego saying that he doubled up Bryce early on in the tournament.
He's down.
Not seeing many circumstances. Not seeing many circumstances.
Again, this final table started about 12:45, 1 a.m. last night. Ended up finishing 2:33. I didn't get home till 4 o'clock in the morning. Was back up 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. So
You're like 600 now.
8 in the call. 6 fold, 7 fold. 9 call. 1 fold.
David here with Ace King offsuit on the button here. Look for him to rip it in.
All right, we got a jumper in the 2. All of it. 4 folds. 5 folds.
Probably gonna get a fold from Tammy after re-rip. Generally, in these spots, a suited jack with a low kicker like that, you don't even really want to limp those types of hands. So.
10-3's holding. Can't win if your 10-3's don't hold.
No points, Correga. So, a funny story. Live stream manager Eric, about a month ago, thought it would be a good idea to reset the points. and like potentially give them away. Have people like re-earn them, but he got a lot of kickback from that, so they do not reset. They carry over. So if you come back and watch tonight's stream, you'll have your points. All right, Tammy here, +1 suited king. Generally, we want to be laying this hand down in early position at a final table with such a short stack. Now, if you're like at the cutoff or the button, you know, you could rip. Pretty speculative and loose limp, especially EP position with action behind. Keegan gonna call on the button. Ace 4 offsuit. Timothy here with 4s. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I understand ICM, but based off all this action, I would rip 4s right there, knowing that both of these players have shown a relative weakness. Now, at the same time, you know, they could be setting a trap A or B. Either A, setting a trap, or B, if they, you know, show loose tendencies like loose limps, loose calls, you're not going to feel great about pocket 4s. Board pairing 10 on some Broadway type cards. Keaton here going to take a snap after getting check 2 on the flop and then check 2 on the turn. Timothy can make the call with all these overcards and very draw heavy board with just 4s. Timmy going to fold. It's going to go heads up to the river. 8 of diamonds there, brings in the front door flush, brings in some straight draws. Any play with a jack or diamond is going to take this hand down, but Timothy with 4s here. All overcards to his bottom pocket pair. Interesting bet by Keegan. Interesting call by Timothy out of the blinds. Again, both players having relative decent showdown value based off this run out. Oh yeah, 4-4 should have ripped it. Like I said, even with ICM implications, when I get 2 limps and I'm in the button with a pocket pair, I'm like ripping my stack.
No trap.
Again, 21 viewers in the chat. This is KD's game, final table. Total prize pool, $27,280. First place, $6,276. Already lost 2 players. Lost 7 players remaining left.
Made it less like I was like, I started blast started blast right here.
Timothy limping out of the smaller one with a suited jack. Adam's probably going to rip his stack. Yep. Pretty standard rip here. Oh, he just checks. Interesting. I would have ripped. Timothy said in the chat pair after flopping top 2 pair. Lego. Wonder who won. And Alex has to think he has the best hand here after flopping top pair. I wonder if Timothy's going to come in for the check raise on this flop with 2 diamonds out here. If he's going to try to just kind of call and give Alex a little rope. Satish Lego was definitely being satirical. This is why you rip. I agree. This is why you rip. Again, the money's going to be going in on the flop no matter what. But again, from happening, it doesn't mean that Timothy wouldn't call with Jack 7 suited. He may or may not, but he'd be less inclined to call with Jack 7 after a rip, even though Alex only had 6 big blinds. Yeah, Alex gonna need some runner diamonds, or Jack, or a king on the turn in river or the river. Alex in danger of being eliminated. 6 of spades on the river. Alex eliminated. Timothy picking up some additional chips. Alex finishing in 7th place for $928.
I'll check it. I'll check it from here. Hey, out, seat 7.
Can't be afraid of 2 pair. Yeah. You're afraid of 2 pair. I mean, put your short stack. You ain't gonna get it.
That'll learn you, Alex. That's pretty funny.
All right, big by yourself. No. She's big by herself. Oh, I'm sorry. That's yours.
Look at this. Derek under the gun with queens. Probably going to open small. Again, as your stack size depth decreases, as the blinds increases, your opening sizes don't need to be big, especially from early position, because players technically, and it doesn't always happen in Texas, really don't want to be opening for more than 2.2x. Definitely not more than 2.5. Really big open. 285? Over 3x. Again, as I was saying, from a tournament strategic standpoint, nines here for Eking. What's he going to do here? And I'm not going to lie. With a short stack behind me with 2, I'm actually folding nines there from an ICM perspective. Going to take this hand down.
I'm going to move you over to the 7.
That was the type of range that he's gonna call. I feel like.
Now you're big.
Right, like if he has any,
Raise was more than my stack.
I know. If he has any 2 face
So I'm
cards,
going to
he's
put
gonna call.
the dealer button D and right here in the 8.
800?
Yeah. He's gotta call it H-Jack.
That's a good fold.
It was a normal. If we weren't here.
Yeah, when people use those opening sizes, early position, they don't walk. I've seen people play aces like that, but you know, aces don't need protection. Now queens may need a little bit of protection, but not 3.5x, contingent upon the other stack sizes. Now, I once myself was a tournament grinder, kind of converted over to the cash over the past 3 months.
Raising out. Raise the 280,000. Fold.
Effectively going to be putting Tammy all in there, yeah. Just hoping to get her chips committed. If she jams, he's going to snap call. Adam's still with 2 big blinds. A little bit of a fighter's chance. Keegan here under the gun. Ace-7 offsuit.
Four raises and 225,000.
245K open. 3X.
225.
Oh, it's a re-rip. At least a call, minimum call.
7 call. 9.
Now, generally with unsuited aces in early position at current stack depths, generally recommended not to, call or raise with. So many better aces that can be behind you. Better pocket pairs. Obviously, Timothy having a pocket pair. Leg, I'll answer your question in just a second. This is technically an okay board for Keegan to bet small on. Just gonna check though.
7 raises or 7 bets 200.
Yeah, and I figured that if he checks it, that Timothy's gonna bet. And that's the thing with opening, though. You're really banking on the ace hitting the flop. So, which is why it's not really recommended to open, especially if you're gonna, open with a unsuited ace. You want it to be like ace-9 plus, ace-9 offsuit plus. Ace-7 offsuit is pretty much below your opening range in early position. Again, at these stack levels. So Lego, what happened was on the bubble, they were paying 36. Some issues with hand for hand. There was actually, I had announced to the dealers, deal one hand. There's an all-in and a call. Wait, don't, reveal the cards. And don't put turns on their back. One table actually did it, and the pot was pushed. Another lady was taking at another table. So, I had to block her. If she was actually paying attention, she would have known that she was in the money. And another player at the another table was all in as well. And so the tanking took 4. I was actually Tammy tanked on table 12 for quite a bit. And so it was about a 4 or 5 minute tank. It held up hand for hand for a little bit. I like the raise here with a king in late position on the button with action behind these. And these players with small stacks, knowing that there's other small stacks at the table, are gonna have to call off pretty tight. And now blinds are up, as you've heard me say. 50K for the small blind, 100K for the big blind, 100K for the big blind ante.
My hands been so bad. There's nothing I can do.
Tammy here with 4 big blinds. Probably should be ripping with a suited king this big. Yep, gonna rip it. Oh, it's Keegan here with ace queen offsuit. Yeah, you have to call here.
Short stack gets 6. Next one gets 5th.
445,000.
And Adam all in. You can't fold this hand.
How much?
445,000.
Just not full. Yeah, I was like, I'm just not folding this hand. Just never folding it. Even with so here's the thing, right? We're talking about ICM now. Relative to the $100 buy-in, the ICM jumps are proportionally rational from a percentage perspective are pretty big. But in terms of dollar amount, they're not significant. I think I think the dollar amount, it's like 300, anywhere from $300 to $600. $300 to $600 doesn't mean that much to me personally, and I'm not saying that to brag or anything, but like for $600, like I'm just don't care. I'm getting an ace queen offsuit. Now if we're talking about like $60,000, that's a totally different perspective and a different view. So
Heads up. All right, we back.
Keegan well ahead though in this hand. Tammy's gonna need a king 9 or spades, but Keegan does have the ace of spades blocking up flushes.
Might be able to get you out if I lose, but I guess I could win the hand.
The 5-seat wisely folding, knowing that one of these players could be eliminated. Gonna get himself a potential pay jump. Oh. Oh, wow. And Tammy here, river's a 9. Hits the king or 9 on the river, what she needs. Pretty much all but eliminating Keegan. Both Adam and Keegan under one big blind. Again, the big blind is 100K. Luckily, neither one of them are in the big blind themselves, because they would only be eligible for whatever they put in for the big blind. Annie, can we use the TDA rules here at Poker House? And it goes to the big blind Annie first. And if you have less than the big blind, I'm sorry, if you have less than the big blind Annie, you're only eligible you're only eligible to win your ante back.
One fold. Two fold.
I haven't looked. You want to sweat together?
I already seen it.
Blind versus blind scenario. Adam Allen with 6-9 suited. Timothy are obviously going to make the call. Oh, he's already in for it, so which is why he's obviously making the call. 6 in the window. Oh, 10 behind. Gonna need a 6 or a 9 on this river herd to stay alive. 4 spades. Timothy picking up some chips again. I believe the chip leader. Yeah, I know. I hate the audio sync being off as well, Lego. There is a setting somewhere that I think Eric needs to figure out. I ain't messing with it today. Keegan here gets the pay jump. He's gonna make it literally by just folding there. Gonna get a $355 pay jump. I think the next elimination they get a pay jump of $355 from $1,200 to $1,555, I believe.
One fold, two fold. All right, it's all in.
Keegan here, they sent off suit in the cutoff. Gonna rip his 10,000. Timothy here, just kind of min click it. Oh no, it's gonna make it 300K. Make it 3x. Now let's see if Tammy's gonna want to call her so they can potentially check it down and ensure an elimination for Keegan. Again, Keegan's not really eligible. So Keegan's eligible to win the small blind and the big blind and the big blind ante. So
yeah, I know 10-10, yeah. So it'll be
130. It's a lot better than 10. Yeah.
there's a side pot. Nice little flop for Timothy here. Flopping bottom pair along with the nut flush draw.
All right, we got a jumper. Oh.
Check to Tammy, who rips her stack with top pair,
On the call.
and Timothy snap calls with bottom pair and the ace of spades. And again, Timothy here, still with chips left, won't be in a horrible position.
Hard to get you.
King ball.
Queen of clubs.
I need a red card. I need a red card. Ah, I take it to the club though.
7 of clubs. Keegan eliminated. Tammy picking up some chips, now up to 20 big blinds. Timothy now down to 18 big blinds. And again,
Yeah, I gotta count it.
as players get eliminated, these chip stacks are going to kind of balance out for like probably the top 3 players or so.
All right, we got 4, 5, 600 and 90,000, 900,000. I mean, yeah, 690,000. And then one more hundred, 4, yeah, and then 990.
Get in. I had a whole bunch of outs.
Yeah, you did.
Ton of them.
All right, you're the dealer.
Let's do a quick race.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. I got 3, 1, 4. Go ahead and put your pinks out. We're gonna race them right now. Just quick to get them off the table.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to do a little bit of a race up color up here for the remaining 5K chips. Again, the blue chips are 25K, pink chips are 5K. So I'm going to let them do that real quick with the table talk.
$25,000 come up. Yeah. A little rebate. A little rebate. I can't get her, boy. She be weaseling out the whole.
Small blind, big blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna get bigger. 4-fold. All right, we got a jumper in the 7. All of them. 9-fold. 1 treble.
Timothy there taking that hand with pocket 8s. Again, 4 players remaining. I believe we're going to rebalance the table in terms of repositioning them for camera purposes. And again, like I said, as some of these smaller stacks get eliminated, some of these chip stack sizes become more balanced between the top players. Again, the top 3 players with approximately 20 big blinds or less.
9 call. 1 call. All right, got check. Got 4 players.
Not a big fan of the limping strategy. Would like to see an open with ace-9 offsuit, especially four-handed. King 3-5 board. David, I believe, with the best hand, although Tammy has flopped the flush draw and some backdoor straight opportunities as well.
9 bets, 150,000. 1 fold.
I think David's just going to have to make the call here. Or maybe not. He's so short stacked.
7.
And this is what I'd like to see. Would have seen an open from Timothy, and obviously Tammy would have called him the button, but it could have got it. Should have been heads up there.
Looks better in my camera.
All right.
King kind of blocks you when you're at the 7th seed.
Oh, okay. Ain't no problem.
It's all about my TV show.
Hey, man, I ain't tripping.
I could have said that.
What is it?
100, 100.
Derek here, look for Derek to open on the button with ace-10 offsuit. Looks like he's carving out raising chips. 400?
One raise it to 400,000.
Big bet, 4x.
4-fold.
If he would open for a standard size, like 2.5x, I could see King or Timothy defending with a suited king.
6-fold.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he wants to prevent. Can ace-10 offsuit forehand, very strong hand. And with David being so short now, you know, they're going to put a lot of pressure on David.
Yeah. Oh. No, you're 50.
And thank you for tuning in for this recorded session of Katie's game final table. 341 entries, 27K prize pool, over 6K up top. Derek here under the gun, picking up a ton of premiums. Kings. And with David behind to act with ace-10 offsuit, gonna look for him to rip.
500,000.
Such a big open
All right, we got a number in
5x.
the 4. All of it.
Kings don't need a ton of protection, especially forehanded, but I guess
9-fold.
he doesn't want a collar. Just wants okay with picking up the blinds.
We got a total of 350.
And David a little live.
All right, that's him.
Yeah, Lego, I was still min raising. I'm not going for 5x with King.
You got the king.
King's still ahead here. 7 of diamonds, gonna need an ace on the river.
King home. Payout, C4.
And as you heard, payout seat 4. David eliminated in 4th place for just over 2K. The final 3 remaining players all with 11 big blinds of each other.
Down to the final 3.
3 players remaining. Timothy in the 6th seat, Tammy in the 9th seat,
6-fold.
and Derek in the 1 seat.
9-fold.
Oh my gosh. Derek picking up premiums again.
You got to raise to 500,000 in C1.
Tammy's going to fold here with the Robbie.
Fold. Kings and kings.
Cowboy, cowboy.
I don't normally show.
Hey,
That's
right,
the big
okay. Wow.
My turn.
Again, thank you all for came out last night. One of the best value weekday tournaments here in the DFW Metroplex area. $100 buy-in, 15K guarantee as you seen. 341 total entries, $27,000 prize pool, over 6K up top.
One call.
I agree. Lego. It's gonna go multi-way in this flop. Now when you get down, you know, heads up, three-handed, short-handed, you can be a little wider with your ranges in terms of limp calling,
6 checks.
raising, calling off. You know, you don't need to have the premiums, although Derek's been hitting all the premiums. But anybody player with an 8, no player with an 8. Derek here is just going to lead on the turn. Going to bet half pot here.
6 call, 9 fold. Heads up.
Timothy hoping to drill the open ender.
I need to keep going.
Ace of clubs. Derek with the best hand with just jack high. Let's see if he's going to continue to barrel. Looks like he's carving out chips. Gonna bet half pot. Oh, a little more than half pot.
One bet 500,000. Fold.
60% pot. Derek with a snap fold.
Draw, Larry. Look real quick. Not yet. Not yet.
All right, three-handed here.
Raise.
Derek here waking up with all the premiums today. Queens, kings twice, ace, king offsuit. Timmy got a small one with jack deuce. Tammy with jack 5. Probably not going to be defending here.
Call. Heads up. Check. Check.
All right, going to be giving away some points here. Oh, she does make the call pre-flop.
Got a bet of 500,000.
She is open-ended with a club. Draws galore. See if she's gonna make the call. I thought she was gonna fold. Pull full screen on bottom right. Ah. Hey, got it. Eric, this is why you're not allowed to take time off. I can do the basic stuff. That's a tough lay down there for Tammy after turning a lot of equity. I believe she turned open-ender with a club draw. I mean, it's going to cost her a third of her stack. I think she had a 1.5 million.
100, 150, 150.
Now blinds are up, y'all. Now the small blind is 100K small blind, 150K big blind, $150,000 big blind ante. Now I'm not sure everybody's stack sizes. I'm sure they'll pop up in just a second. I'm learning, just for the record, guys that are watching and listening, I'm new to the AV side of stuff. If it does not include an Excel spreadsheet, or doing math, I just learned how to use Adobe Photoshop like 4 weeks ago, and I learned how to like make a thumbnail on Adobe Photoshop yesterday or 2 days ago. I'm getting there. Oh, I need to give you guys points. Eric's not here. I want to give you more points. Oops, wrong one. Let's give away. Let's make Eric cringe. 5,000 points. That's what you get for not coming in. Happy birthday, Chris, and just kidding. Hope you have a good birthday. Make good choices. I know, hey Lego, I'm calling there. I'm calling there too. You have 5 points, Eric. I know a guy that can get you points. How do you only have 5 points? And last week, if you didn't know, again, last week was also recorded. We did not commentate on it this past Sunday, I believe. And they did an 8-way chop. So these players are at least playing down to heads up, it looks like. No talk of any chop, no talk of any deals. Very quiet final table.
Oh. I guess they do shoes from the phone.
Now Derek now, again, with a lot of the chips in play. Eric, you can't gamble until you have at least 10 points. Maybe, just maybe, I'll give you 1,000 points. Now I know to look you up by your non-points. Timothy here, the small blind, 10-2 suited. Blind versus blind in there, both with suited 10s. Tammy with a great kicker 4. Club on the flop. 2 clubs on the flop. Tammy, no. Although she did have the best hand.
6 raise, 6 bits, 200,000, 250.
Ship it, Tammy. Ship it. You got backdoor, you got front door clubs, backdoor straights. And a snap fold. Eric Anderson, I'm giving you points because you need 10 points to play, I believe. All right, you just had 5 points. You need 10 points to play. Go ahead and type in exclamation points. Derek's first. Again, King Iron Manning this final table. Timothy on the button, Jack 7 off suit. Now down to 6 big blinds. Tammy here. Gonna just limp call. Just gonna call. Complete from the small blind.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
150.
150. Okay.
9 call. 1 raises to 300,000.
I like the raise here. Suited gappers. Lego, I need him to check his points first. Yeah, Derek was first time yesterday here. He's from Fort Worth. He came to play cash, decided to jump in. Positive EV days for him, not knowing he was going to be there for till 2 o'clock plus in the morning. We're going to go heads up to this flop. After a completion, a raised call from the blinds here.
9 check. 1 bets 500,000.
Yeah, Tammy's just going to have to fold.
9 fold. All he says is, Oh, man.
Old saying. It's better to let men think you're stupid than open your mouth and remove all that.
I like that. I'm about to use it on somebody. Somebody says, I'm just saying, 100.
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Both garbage hands here on the button, the small blind. Now, sometimes, you know, I've talked about this short-handed, like three-handed heads up. You don't want to just be raising with your good hands. Sometimes you want to stay balanced and raise it. Like a hand like 8-3 offsuit, I would actually raise, right? I would raise with a hand like 8-3 offsuit. Not all the time, but on some occasions, you know, I'd probably limp my hands like 10-8 suited, limp call, those types of hands, you know, 7-9 suited. Those are kind of marginal type hands on the blind versus blind scenario that are marginal and have some decent equity post flop. But 8-3, you're either folding it or just raising it. It's so bad that you don't really want to like call with it. Look at this, Timothy with queens out of the small blind. Derek out of on the button with king 9 offsuit. Probably gonna raise it here. Wouldn't be surprised. Carving out raising chips looks like.
Raise 300,000.
All right, that's the min raise I'm looking for. Heads up, you're gonna see Timothy rip it.
Call.
Just gonna make the call, not gonna rip his stack. Interesting non-rip there by Timothy out of small blind. Tammy's gonna make the fold. She's short stacked as well. Maybe Timothy looking to potentially trap in his mind, but if he sees 2 overcards on the flop, he won't like it. Okay, so here we go. I wouldn't be surprised if Derek barrels here. Yeah, he's known to barrel after showing pre-flop aggression. That's my read on him based off this. Gonna check rip his stack. And all in for 830 he bet. It's only 330 to call. Oh yeah, he's. Oh, and he's gonna make the fold. Wow. With that big of a pot, only 330 to call after making it 500. It was only 330 to call to win 2 something. Interesting fold there. Now, obviously, if Timothy had 20 something big blinds there, that's a pretty much a fold. You know, after getting check raised, but you know,
Bullets now.
he doesn't.
Yeah, bullets.
It didn't cost him a ton to call.
Man, I got to die. I know you gonna bet it for me anyway.
150.
Anything look like a hand, I got to die.
Six fold. All right, we got a jumper in the 9.
All right, Tammy here, small blind. I like the jam there. Had a king on her hand. And again, she was going to have to make a move at some point, being under 10 big blinds, to have any hope of potentially, you know, picking up chips three-handed. Because with the blinds coming around, you know, she's going to be the big blind every, you know, 2-3 hands, and it's going to have to put in something at some point every single hand, every other hand. So every 2 hands, rather, 3 ways. So using that king as ammunition on that hand. All right, Tammy here with Ace Jack offsuit on the button. Look for a raise.
300,000 in the 9.
I like the raise size, 300K.
One fold.
8 deuce. Timothy gonna fold. I think if Derek's in the big blind with 4 deuce suited, you could call there. Maybe not. You'd rather call with a hand like 5-6 suited, 4 or 5 suited, like suited 1 gappers 3-handed. Again, the chips kind of going back and forth between Timothy, and Derek. Derek was the chip leader at one point, but again, with these chip stacks being as short as they are, the blind levels and compressing the stack sizes, you know, anything can change. Derek with 9s on the button. Again, slightly over 3x a button raise from Derek with 9s. Derek with the best hand here still. Tammy with just one overcard onto this board.
Check. All right, got a jumper in the one.
Yeah, gonna rip his stack here. Gonna overbet pot. Yeah, I don't see how she can make the call here with just king high. I mean, even any ace is beating you here. Any ace X is beating you in this spot. Any pair, even pocket deuces are beating you in this spot. You know, if she was, you know, suited king X of diamonds, king X of spades, king X of hearts, maybe consider, but not an all in there. So again, look at these chip stack sizes between these players. They're just literally flopping back and forth. We saw Derek just a second ago at the bottom of the three remaining players, now back up top. Tammy here with a suited Jack 10. I can see Derek defending the big blind here with a suited queen. Yep. Gonna go heads up here in the spot. Look at this flop.
All right, we got a jumper in the 9. Call.
A rip and a snap call. Derek in trouble now. We need to pair his 3 or get hit another queen. Oh my goodness. 2 pair gets counterfeited. Wow. Tammy having a stranglehold on this flop after flopping bottom 2 pair. Neither player with really a straight draw.
I know, right?
Derek flopping top pair there and turns the 3 to counterfeit Tammy's 2 pair. Queens and 3s versus Jack 10.
Yeah, still one.
And again, Derek now, the overwhelming chip leader. Timothy getting a little bit of an ICM jump himself from 3rd
Yeah, there is a small blind and a big blind.
to 2nd. He gets himself about $1,000 pay jump. You gotta feel good about that. Okay, now we are now heads up. Both players guaranteeing themselves $3,800 plus, with 62.76 going to first, 38.74 going to second. Unless a deal is made, I don't foresee one being made because no talks of chop ICM have been discussed at any point.
Yeah, I know. I was in the speaker.
I can't call them 5 trades. Need something a little better. Something just a little bit better than that. I need something just a little bit better than the 5 trade.
That's your big one. Okay. That's your, well, that's your,
Whatever.
yeah.
And Derek here with an overwhelming chip lead in a good position to take down this tournament. Again, Katie's game, $100 buy-in, 15K guarantee. This past Wednesday, last night, total prize pool, $27,280 with 341 entries total. We are down to the final 2 remaining players.
I couldn't get you. So me.
Yes, sir.
Getting to talk about
Fold.
the lineups for this week.
I
Have a good night. Be safe driving home. Don't forget your phone. Is there 2 more left in there? 'Cause I want to make sure everybody got their phone. Okay. Somebody left their phone about a week ago.
Oops, sorry about that.
Give us both a good starting hand, so we just get this over.
Yes, sir.
All right, Derek here in the big blind, A7 offsuit. Timothy, 6 deuce offsuit. Gonna just lay it down. Last hand of this level. Next level is going to be 100K small blind, 200K big blind, 200K big blind ante.
Raise.
Could see the tournament end here on this hand. King 10 offsuit versus 10-6 offsuit. Maybe. We'll see what happens.
All right, guys, blinds are up.
All right, again, blinds are up.
100,000, 200,000, 200,000. 100 right here? Yeah, you're 100 each, 200. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. C6 code.
Pocket threes for Derek here. Suited ace for Timothy. All the money's probably going in on this hand just after the blinds have gone up.
We got a jumper all in.
Yeah, it's gonna all in, and then hopefully more than likely call snap call here. This could be it. Yep, just like gonna be a coin flip scenario.
Gotta find a chance.
I gotta fight chance.
Timothy with 2 overcards and suited cards as well. All right, king here. Steal a flop. Threes with the best hand currently.
Give me a heart. Oh, that's a full house.
Yeah, that's a full house. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
And Derek.
All right. Congratulations to both of y'all.
Yes, sir. All right.
And just like that, after the blinds increase to 100K, 200K, 200K, big blind ante, Derek with pocket threes against A6 suited turns a full house against Timothy, winning a total prize pool, winning a total prize of $6,276. Timothy finishing second for $3,874. Good game to all the players. Good game to the final 9 that started this final table. Again, these were the payouts for the final 9. $6,276 up top, $380,874 for second, $2,810 for third, $2,073 for fourth, $1,555 for fifth, $1,200 for sixth, $928 for seventh, $737 for eighth, and $570 for ninth place. So again, that's Katie's game. Gonna run that back again next Wednesday. This Sunday, going to be having another $130 buy-in, 10K guarantee starting at 2 p.m. Going to start with 20K. It's going to be very structured, similar to the KD's game tournament. 20K, starting at 20-minute levels, 10K guarantee, $130 buy-in. Again, last week we had about over 200 players, like 204 players. Price pool was just over 20K. So looking to repeat that again as well. But in the meantime, let's talk about some of these streams that we have going on for the next few days. Okay. Tonight, going to be another one of our biggest games. 2550 with a 50 big blind Annie featuring Miss Kitty Cole. Going to be coming in town. Been in town for the past few days. Going to be a fun action-packed lineup again tonight. Minimum buy-in 5K uncapped. Last time we ran this game, no player bought in from less than 10K. So a number of players buying in for 15K. So that's tonight's stream. 2550, 50 big blind Annie. Tomorrow's stream just got the thumbnail. Player making their return back to mid-stakes poker. Again, tomorrow, gonna have Miss Kitty Core and then Frankie coming back for the big game. So, oh, yeah, that's right. So tune into that one tomorrow as well. Eric, I'm gonna get that one ready to go for tomorrow. Post about that one. Go ahead and pimp out tonight's live stream, pimp out tomorrow's live stream. And again, as Eric talked about a couple of weeks, we're gonna have a $250 heads-up tournament April 15th. Gonna be a one-day tournament. Gonna be structured very similar to the when I say structured. Obviously, the $700 buy-in was over multiple weekends, kind of thing. But in terms of the blind structure and whatnot, again, it's going to be a one-day tournament. So basically, if I'm playing you heads up, you know, I win your stack. I take that stack and carry it to the next round, bracket style. So I believe it was at 16 players. Eric, or is it 32 players? I'll wait for Eric to answer that question. Yes, everybody has to pay taxes on anything they win. I recommend that. The IRS doesn't like it, especially since it's going to be put on Hendon Mob. So, okay, so you'll handle as many as we get. All right, perfect. All right, in just a few hours, y'all, retune back in. That's live. The link is live. Go ahead and get notifications, like and subscribe if you haven't already. So we'll see you here in a few hours. Again, I'll be running Action Tracker alone tonight. Going to have Paul Gator Tassone and Danny Marks in the booth for tonight's game. See you tonight. Thank you very much. Oh, Eric says some players may get a first round bye. You could run two heads up on one table with two dealers.
I try to get it done faster than that.
I'll let you guys text over this.
I try to get it done faster than that.
No, y'all talk about it later. All right. I'm going to end the stream. I got a lot I have to get ready for tonight. So you guys have a good afternoon. We'll see you back in a couple hours.